tripping during the process. Pull yourself together and quit tripping because you in the process.
You don't just have to do one thing. You can do a lot of different things. You can be good at a lot of different things. But you don't know that you're good at a lot of different things unless you try a lot of different things.
To remain grateful for absolutely anything we have. Robin Roberts said it perfectly. She said that if we threw all our problems into our pile, we would rush to grab our own back. And when we start with gratitude and see everything as fortune and grace, we're able to receive much more deeply. Remember what Gandhi said, I was sad because I didn't have any shoes, and then I saw a man with no feet.
Life is great. No complaints, man. Here to talk about more shit, which means great shit is happening. Still moving, still tracking, still working, still doing the same thing, but bigger.
The pain that's going to come, it's going to come in waves. At first, you won't even notice that they're waves because all the waves are going to be so close together, it's going to feel like you are drowning in sorrow. You're not going to get any air and like you're not going to be able to escape that sadness. That's what the waves feel like at first. And then at some point, there's going to be a little break, just a little break, just a little bit of light in the darkness. Something is going to make you smile. Something is going to make you laugh. Something's going to just show you just a little bit of light.
How many of you have ever achieved a goal that you worked really hard for, and after you achieved it, your brain went, is this all there is? That's a horrible feeling, isn't it? Failure feels better than that, because when you fail, you don't give up, you just get up and find another way, don't you? But if you succeed and you're still not happy, you're not what I call technically screwed. Right? You don't want to be there. How long did you stay happy? 6 years? A year? 6 months? 6 hours?
Why are you letting things drive you to the point of a level of anger that prevents you from doing something else? Like, it takes so much energy to be angry.
What if tears flowed, but they were tears of grace? It's thankful for it all. What if inside your soul knew the truth from this day forward? And if you ever forgot, your soul speaks up and reminds you, life's not happening to you, baby. It's always been happening for you. And it still is, even now.
Because the normal human being and my normal proclivity is to worry. I'm constantly trying to find things that I'm grateful for, because your mind goes to work on finding the things you want it to find. And for me, I want it to find stuff I'm grateful for.
Now let me tell y'all something about dreams. Dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You gots to be awake. Cause baby, you got to run dreams down. See, that chase is where we learn the most about ourselves. To take that extra step, that extra mile, that extra rep. Now look here. You don't never know how long it's gonna take or exactly what it'll look like when you get there. The only thing you know is you can never stop.
Close your eyes just for a moment. Give thanks in whatever way is appropriate for you for this magnificent life full of all these feelings. Because, my dear friends, we've seen it, we've heard it, we've tasted it, we've smelled it, we've experienced it all. And yet there's so much more.
You can rest when you die. I enjoy doing what I do. So why am I looking to rest? I have a good time working. I don't hate my job, or my job doesn't stress me out. I enjoy the idea of work. I enjoy the idea of doing something that I set out to do. Like, that's my happy state.
Gratitude is the antidote to almost everything negative in your life. Gratitude is the emotion that will deliver you the most joy in your life. I'm just telling you. And so I'm constantly taking inventory of what I'm grateful for, small and big things. I'm a gratitude addict.
So, question time. What's your dreams? What's your dream? Are you willing to do what it takes to make that dream a reality? No. See, not while you're sleeping, but every darn day you wake up. Because if it does, good morning.
You can't be demanding. You can't be relentless. You can't put yourself first. So, put yourself first.
What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? What's the point of this book? What's the point of this chapter? What's the point of this sentence? What am I doing? What's the point? What's the point? What's the purpose? And that question was always on a loop in my head.
Wake up every single day to get better today than you were yesterday.
Better dreamer, better waker, better stretcher, better walker, better sprinter, better loser, be better.
We talk about the path. We talk about discipline and we talk about living clean, but it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps. And it's hard to stay on the path. And if you fall off, it can seem even harder to get back on. But you can do it.
You can start from nothing. I want you to know something. That the bigger your dream is, I want you to understand the harder the grind. If you're willing to go beast mode, you can have whatever you want.
Anytime you make an important decision or you set an important goal, in that moment, you want to do something to take action that commits you to follow through later on. If there's an opportunity, if there's something I know it's valuable, even though I feel I can do it, grab it by the hair right now. Do something with it right now to push yourself forward.
You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. Unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. If you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. Incredible.
You'll never attract energy that you're not in harmony with. If you want good to come, you got to get into a good vibration. If you want abundance, you got to get into good vibration. If you want to receive a lot, give a lot.
I've got dreams, I have goals, there are things that I want to accomplish. I'm not satisfied. Like I don't sleep well at night. I dream it, I want it.
Once you experience the freedom and sense of power that comes from letting go of the past and facing life with a confident, life-affirming attitude, there will be no turning back. You will stop listening to people who try to arbitrarily set limits on what you can achieve. And you will have that touch of madness and insanity that all great inventors and builders have. Just enough madness to try something that no one else has tried before, and just enough insanity to pull it off.
There's so much knowledge out there, so much information, so many ways to get better. And we make so many mistakes. We're the product of our mistakes. And oftentimes the lesson is sitting there right in front of our face.
Never, ever give up. You don't even know what to look forward to. So it is difficult to attach faith to a future that you can't even articulate. So you don't even really know what you're asking God to do, and it would be easier just for you to give up.
I am the kind of person that if you doubt me, if you question me, if you challenge me, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be in 2 weeks, you might not ever see it coming, but eventually I will win. And that's the attitude that you have to have. When someone steps on your toes, you have to stomp on theirs with your results. And you do that through taking their negative energy, their negative words, their disbelief, putting them inside you, and then every single time you don't feel like doing what it is you're supposed to do, you think about that shit and you get up and go do it.
Action
is the fundamental key to all success. Do something, take action. Any challenge that you have, the remedy is action.
People should learn from my mistakes as well, not only my successes. That's the beauty of living a life. I'm not a perfect guy. You can take whatever out of it that you choose that applies to you. Some things that I've done will not apply to you. And I made, by the grace of God and whatever angels that I had over my shoulders, I made it through. You may not make it through that same hole. But if you could take what I've done and then perfect on it, then that's great.
It's killing you. You talk too much. You whine too much. You still on that? You still doing that? And too many of you think it's talking about the problem. It's not a strategy to solve nothing.
And the most important thing to learn is that we have so much to learn. We all do. And we can learn from school and from people and from experience, and we learn from life.
In order to be successful, and you people are well on the road to success, you have to find out what makes you excited, what makes you want to get up each morning and go to work. If you love what you do and dedicate yourself to your work, then you will gain momentum. You will gain that momentum. You have to. And each success will create another success.
It's okay to fail because you're going to be loved no matter what. That means being an entrepreneur. That means having the confidence to go for it.
If you quit whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you quit, whatever you were trying to accomplish can never happen. There's not even a remote possibility. If you quit, there is no chance of it popping back up again, coming back later. Quitting is guaranteed failure.
There is no end to what we're capable of doing. Absolutely none. Everything can keep getting better. I like the word better. Better is a nice word. Everything can get better. Doesn't matter what it is.
I'll do it or die. See, that's powerful. That could be the day that turns your life around. The world has a strange way of stepping aside when somebody says, I'll do it or die. Benjamin Disraeli once said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake even its existence on the extent of its purpose. The man says, I will climb the mountain. They've told me it's too high, it's too far, it's too rocky, it's too difficult, it's never been done before, but it's my mountain, I will climb it. Pretty soon you'll see me waving from the top, or dead on the side, because I ain't coming back.
Be grateful for who you are. Be grateful that you know something about yourself. I am a spiritual being. I live in a physical body. I correspond with the material universe. I attract to me whatever's in harmony with me. And you see, if you concentrate on the good, and you concentrate on nothing but good coming to you, that's what's going to come. The thing that you will attract is what you focus on.
Why don't you think the highest of yourself? We all are great. We all should think that we're great. There's no reason for you to not think that you're great. If you don't think you're great, ask yourself why.
What I try to do is just try to be still and understand that things come and go. Emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion.
You can give in other ways and create a richness of life. And that's the key, is to feel rich and abundant and free. And if you feel that, when you start making money, you're going to continue to feel free. The biggest trap is when you feel scarce and you start making money and you still feel trapped. You still don't feel free. That is an even greater prison in my mind, that you're living in scarcity when you have money. I'd rather feel spiritually rich and have community and connection than feel like I have to do everything to make money and still feel scarce. That's just not fun.
We all start out with a false belief about ourselves. with some untrue thing that we believe walking through our lives. I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm gonna fail. Whatever your basic mistaken belief about yourself is, you form a personality around. An insane belief in my own ability to manifest things. Insane belief, that I think it's ultimately complete sanity. But I believe we're creators, and I believe we create with every thought and every word every moment is pregnant with the next moment of your life.
Fear is the only enemy, and it's not outside you. It's a pattern that anyone can trigger within and anyone can change. A decision made from fear is almost always the wrong decision, because you make a decision based on fear, you're living in a world of scarcity of some sort. Would people rather be happy or outraged today? The overall population. You go online, you know that people want to be outraged, but why? Which human needs are met the minute you get really angry? Certainty. So it's because they're so fearful. They're so fearful, and they've been trained to be fearful because the fastest way to control a population is fear.
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not.
You have to make sure that your dreams, your aspirations and goals are so big that not accomplishing them is not an option. You have to want something so big that it wakes you up in the middle of the night. You have to want something so big that you think about it all the time. You have to want something so big that it drives you to wake up when you don't want to. It keeps you up at night when you long been sleeping. It makes you show up, do things you wouldn't normally do. It requires extra.
You're never going to raise your self-esteem by being too precious with yourself. You have to be willing to be brave and to look at the hard things, but also at the same time, acknowledge how strong you are. Start with that. All the miles that you've walked, all the things that you've had to overcome, all the struggles. It takes a tremendous amount of resilience just to be a human being.
If you say in your mind, I want this, oh no, it can't do it. You're done. You're dead. You're training yourself to not even be able to imagine what you want. How can you stop it in your mind? In your mind has to be the wildest, freest place where you have everything you've ever dreamed.
We all have emotional homes, habits of where we go. Some people will be angry no matter what happens in their life. They'll be offended. Some people will be worried no matter what they do. Some people are going to be playful no matter what you do. If you got 3 beautiful children, a beautiful husband or wife who totally adore you, but you worry all the time, your life doesn't have love. It's full of worry. And so most of us have been taught to run our minds, especially in business. But what runs business and what runs your life is your emotions. And those emotions are habitual. You have habitual emotions you go to more often than any other. And it'd be useful to discover what they are, because when you do, you can change them. Because you can have the pattern of being pissed off, frustrated, overwhelmed, or the pattern of passionate or grateful or excited. Any of those patterns can shift.
You think you're going to get more money. You think your relationship is going to improve. You think you're going to get promoted. You think you're going to get a raise. You think the world is going to get better without you doing anything. But it isn't. Nothing is going to change unless you change what you're doing. Change the junk food that you're eating. Change the time that you wake up. Change what you do when you get out of bed. Change what you do with your time. That's what you need.
Whatever you feed gets bigger, gets stronger. So you got to feed the best part of yourself every day. You got to demand the best part of you. You got to not settle for less than you can be or do or share or create or give. You got to not tolerate the stuff you used to tolerate in yourself. That doesn't mean you're inhuman. It doesn't mean that you don't have bad moments. It just means they're moments. They're not days, weeks, months, and years. It's not that you never come down. It's not that you never get knocked down. It's that you get up quickly and keep moving forward. If you keep moving forward, you will achieve whatever you dream.
See, the point is, you don't know how much future you've got. What's gone is gone. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Some of you have had divorces. Some of you have probably had bankruptcies. Some of you have had terrible things happen in the past. But what's gone is gone. It's in the past. And to spend your time focusing on the past is to spend the only thing that you've got, and that's what's right here, right now, because the sand never stops running. This is all we've got. And to spend your time now thinking of what happened there is making absolute certain that the future is going to be the same as the past.
And how you become a better person, how you gain mental toughness, how you become the person you want to be, is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth? Once the mind knows you're not going to quit something, it's going to try to find more.
Please hear me out. It's possible to laugh at trouble. When you live by faith, you will laugh in the face of famine. You will laugh in the face of problems. Well, there's a place in the spirit that God brings you into when you are living a righteous life. Because, you don't have to try to be blessed. Just walk righteously.
Energy is everything. Energy equals progress. If your energy is super high, you will do things you will never do. If your energy is low, you can be the smartest person in the world, have the best heart, and not follow through.
When you feel good, you're staying positive. When you don't feel good, you're negative. Feeling is conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. When you're positive, you're in a good vibration. When you're negative, you're in a bad vibration. When you're positive, you attract all kinds of good things to you. So you see, you can actually become a magnet for good by staying positive. It's a choice. It's a choice you make.
I have failed far more times than I've succeeded. Far more. You will never succeed more than you fail. That's not how it works. You know why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher. It's the only way to learn. You have to fail. Failure is a part of the process to becoming successful. You know what they write about? They write about when you make it. So guess what? When you get through failing, all you gotta do is make one.
Work because you have more to show. You understand? Life continues. You cannot live in the past because pain you're gonna have all the time, uncertainty and constant work. It doesn't matter what's happened. It's gonna happen in your life. You have to continue. This is the way I see the life. Life continue. Past is past. It's never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life. The present, because you don't know that what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know. I don't know. You don't know. So live the present.
As you start to move towards the goal will start to move toward you. Is that true? Yeah, exactly true. You see, as you get emotionally involved, as you let that idea fill every molecule of your being, that controls how you act. It controls how this physical instrument moves. But not only does that happen, you're on a frequency and you've set up an attractive force, and the thoughts and the things and the ideas will come to you. Now, it may come in strange ways that you never expected. You could be in a lineup in a supermarket and somebody bangs into your cart, you look this way and you see the headline on some rag tabloid that's near the registration, and, well, it triggers an idea in your mind, and like that, you've solved the problem you've been working on for a month. You may leave the groceries right there in the cart, walk away. Now, how would you know that you're going to get it off some rag tabloid headline in a crowded supermarket?
Last night I failed. And in the moment of failure, and the atmosphere and the finality of it all and the audience, I was immediately rushed into a room and thrown in front of a microphone, and I felt demoralized. Trust me, I know where I'm at, and I've said it before. A person's character is not judged when they ride the wave of success, when everyone chants their name and you want to be their friend. No, your character is put to the test when your back is against the wall. And for me, that time is now. Right after that, I began to move forward. My last words last night were, I will figure it out.
You can have what you want in 5 years, but there's 2 conditions. You have to know what it is, and you have to aim at it. Figure out what you want. Write it down.
Because I think we all know the raw truth of it is people don't burn out because of what they do. People burn out because life makes them forget why they do it. Meaning life hits them and hits them with something till they just like, man, if I gotta go through that, like I'm not bringing it today, man. And every day is not a good day. Everything is not all peaches and cream. But that's why the culture is so important. That's why when the culture is set, we know what we bring to it and we know how we get down because we know what we're working for, and the purpose of it is greater than any individual.
Our energy is everything. But here's the challenge, and I'm sure you've experienced this. How many of you have days when you wake up in the morning and your brain says, let's go get him, and your body says, I can't get out of bed? Or how many of you have days when you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, I don't want to talk to people today? But if you don't talk to people, your business doesn't grow, your career doesn't go anywhere, your family doesn't go anywhere, you don't go anywhere. And if you think it, how you doing? Oh, good. Aren't you good? Yes, I'm good. We all know fake, right? There's so much fake in our society. I mean, even reality television is fake. People are starving for something real, right? So what do? If you're exhausted and you know you need the energy?
Let's go to work. What do you want? Write it down. What are you trying to get from this program? What do you want? I also found, number 2, that the most successful people in the world are the most successful people in the world because they have clarity on what they want. I have discovered that the less people know what they want, the more destructive their lives are, the more depressed they are. I've discovered that the more a person knows what they want, the more relentless they are. How are you going to be relentless and you don't know what you want?
I changed.
Choices, you stay down or you get up. Well, I'm up and I am fired up because I have figured it out. Now you all understand the disappointment of failure. And I can stay down or I can get my ass up, and I'm in the getting up business. You say I got no love for this place. You say I left it high and dry. You say I got no passion. I destroyed my shoulder. They said I'd be out for a year. I was back in 4 months. That's passion.
The first way to get focus is to find purpose. The way to find purpose is you must identify what it is that you have to be purposeful in. Right when you are struggling with what to do, who you are, what's your next move, you are in an identity crisis. You are struggling with just who you are. See, you have not discovered who you are. You have to discover who you are in order to move you forward.
In every place, there is a purpose. In every place, there is a purpose. But before it is discovered, it must be determined, and God will allow you to determine the purpose of the place you're in. So you can simply survive it, or you can be strengthened by it. You can resent it, or you can be like John, who on the island of Patmos wrote the book of Revelation. You decide the purpose for the place. Is this going to be the place where you become bitter and lay down and die from your disappointment? Or is this going to be the place that you discover a deeper source to drink from? All the good grass is in the valley.
You know, finding a purpose is, it shouldn't be rushed, first of all. How do you select a purpose? You find out what you love to do, and then you dedicate your life to it.
Anything you could think of, if you could actually think of it, it means you can do it, right? Does that make sense? So if it pops up in your brain, it means that you have the ability to do it. Why? Because the brain would never think of something that it could not do.
Stop! It's like you. Why are so many people stuck? Why are they stuck?
A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. As we keep going through the day, tomorrow and the next day, we're going to dig into stuff that's just mind-boggling, but we're not going to drop it all on you at once. It's sort of just open it. It all happens because you change yourself. You have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Today, you can be more successful faster than you ever dreamed possible if you will do two basic things. Number one, make a decision to exceed all your previous levels of accomplishment. Make a decision to be successful and to achieve your goals, whatever you construe them to be. And number two, learn how. Now, in studying the subject of success, one of the things we have to do is put some preconceptions aside. One of the things that I began thinking was that in order to be successful, you had to be especially intelligent, or you had to have a great education, or you had to be terrific looking, or you had to have contacts, or you had to have luck. Do you know that these items have been examined thoroughly and there's no correlation at all between success and intelligence, education, luck, contacts, and appearance? They are helpful in some cases, but there's no direct correlation. Success is based on other things.
You'll be fine again. It just takes time. It doesn't feel like it right now, does it? The heaviness is still there, and every day feels like you're dragging yourself through a storm. People say time heals, but they never talk about how slow that clock ticks when you're hurting. But here's the thing. Healing is sneaky. It doesn't announce itself. One day you'll wake up and realize you laughed without forcing it. Or that song that used to break you. It'll just be a song again. You'll catch yourself enjoying a quiet moment. And for once, it won't feel like the weight is pressing on your chest. It won't be sudden. It won't be perfect. But you'll get there. The cracks will heal maybe a little uneven, but strong enough to hold joy again. So keep going, even when it feels pointless. One day you'll look back and realize you survived something you thought would break you. And that moment, that's proof that time did its job after all. Keep holding on.
My dreams are never too big because they're my dreams and I can do it. Come on, I can do it, I can be it, I can have it. I can do it, I can be it, I can have it. No dreams too big for me. Come on, no dreams too big for me. Again, no dream is too big for me.
Purpose is always idealized, right? Like, as I said before, I imagine a world in which, right? I know I'm not going to get there. Like when Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Like one day little black children will hold hands on the playground with little white children, right? Like all of these things, they're all strivings. And the milestones that we pass make us feel like we're making progress. And that's why metrics are really important and milestones are really important. And the most important thing is context. There's nothing wrong with quarterly numbers or annual numbers. The only question I would ask is, to what end? To what end?
But now let's make these notes now on setting goals. The promise of the future is an awesome force. We look back for experience, but we have to look forward now for inspiration. And what gives us inspiration to get up in the morning and do our job, learn skills, develop all that we can possibly be, is the promise of the future. And it can be so powerful that it can overwhelm any adversary you might have, any difficulties you might have. Here's a key phrase: reasons make the difference in how your life works out. Reasons make the difference in your appetite and zest for taking on the challenge, doing the job, becoming successful.
When you know within yourself that there's something you want to do, and I believe that all of us were born with a purpose, that all of us have something that we are supposed to do, that all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. And when you know that, you can feel it in your guts, and you know that you're deliberately operating below your potential, you've gotten comfortable, you stop expanding, you stop stretching, you stop challenging yourself. Let me share something else with you. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe.
If you're going to change an area, you do three things. Number one, you focus on it and you get clear and compelling vision for what you want. Get focused and clear. What's compelling? Where are you? Really? And don't lie. where do you want to be, and make it so compelling you can't help it. When you wake up in the morning, you want to transform this area of your life. So the quality of your life already is better just because you are so excited about what you're after. When you do that with your body or your emotions or your finances or time or any other area, and you start focusing and you're clear, you're going to have energy, you're going to have drive, you're going to start to do something.
You can change course as long as the next thing you do is equally or more difficult. Because that's a check against just giving up. So you want to discipline yourself so you can get yourself organized so that you can go in a particular direction, so that when you find the right direction, you can really go in that direction. And that does require an apprenticeship of sorts. And it might not matter in some sense exactly what the apprenticeship is, as long as it is rigorous. Right? And so that's sort of a bridge between moral relativism and moral absolutism. There's lots of games you can play, but then the absolute is, yeah, but you have to play one of them. You have to learn to play one of them. You have to become an expert at least one of them.
Your purpose is spending your days doing what you love to do. That way you get satisfaction from how you spend your days. And we should get a lot of satisfaction from how we spend our days. And I said, you can set up multiple sources of income. You don't earn money from working. Working is the worst way to earn money. In fact, Hill put it very well, Napoleon Hill. He said, if you're one of those people who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought is not true. He said, riches, when they come in huge quantities, are never the result of hard work. Riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. So it's a matter of providing service. I was providing service last night when I was sleeping. Therefore, I was earning money last night when I was sleeping. Now, if you really pay attention to what you're doing, you start to understand the laws governing compensation and growth. You can earn as much money while you're sleeping as you'd ever spend when you're awake.
My soul is not contained within the limits of my body. My body is contained within the limitlessness of my soul. I've often said that I wished people could realize all their dreams in wealth and fame, and so that they could see that it's not where you're going to find your sense of completion. I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Because everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart. All that will be left of you is what was in your heart. We're not the avatars we create. We're not the pictures on the film stock. We are the light that shines through. All else is just smoke and mirrors, distracting, but not truly compelling.
People need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K, there's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that, and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up.
We only have enough energy to take us to a certain level, but it's necessary that we assemble ourselves with other people who share our vision, other people that can see it for us, to give ourselves a home court advantage. It's necessary that you seek out other people who think like you, who are growing, who have decided that they are not satisfied with where they are. See, I don't believe that necessity is the mother of invention. No, necessity, in my opinion, is not the mother of invention. Refusing to accept things the way that they are is the mother of invention.
You only go where they tell you to go. I go so hard they tell me to stop. That's passion. Every night you walk down this ramp, you walk down the ramp because you have to. I walk down this ramp every night because I want to. That's